In the summer of 1941, Adolf Hitler made a fatal mistake. He launched the largest invasion in human history, over 3 million troops marching into the Soviet Union. He thought the war would last a few weeks. Instead, it dragged on for years, shattered his army, and turned the tide of World War II. This is the story of how Hitler's most ambitious gamble, Operation Barbarossa, was crushed not just by Soviet resistance, but by mud, frost, and the unforgiving Russian winter. By 1941, Nazi Germany controlled most of Western Europe. France had fallen. Britain was isolated. Hitler believed that the Soviet Union would be next, an easy target, led by what he saw as a weak regime. He expected a fast, overwhelming victory. Blitzkrieg had worked before. Why not again? On June 22, 1941, Germany launched Operation Barbarossa. 3 massive army groups surged across an 1,800-mile front, from the Baltic Sea in the north to the Black Sea in the south. The Red Army was caught completely off guard. Entire Soviet divisions were surrounded and destroyed. Cities like Minsk, Smolensk, and Kiev fell quickly. By September, German troops were closing in on Leningrad and Moscow. But the Soviet Union did not collapse. As the Germans pushed deeper, the challenges grew. Supply lines stretched thin. Fuel and ammunition ran low. Soviet resistance hardened. Then came the mud, the Rasputitsa, when autumn rains turned the roads to sludge. And after that came the cold. Temperatures plunged below -30 degrees Celsius. The German army was still in summer uniforms. Engines froze. Weapons jammed. Frostbite ravaged the soldiers. What began as a lightning war turned into a frozen nightmare. In December, the Soviets launched a massive counterattack near Moscow. Fresh divisions from Siberia, trained in winter warfare, drove the Germans back. It was the first time the Nazi war machine had been stopped on land. Operation Barbarossa had failed. By the end of 1941, the German army had suffered over 700,000 casualties. The Soviet Union had lost even more, but it had survived. And in doing so, it turned the tide of the war. What was meant to be a swift conquest became a brutal, years-long conflict. Hitler's greatest mistake had opened a second front that would ultimately destroy him. If you thought this was dramatic, wait until you see what happened to Napoleon in Russia, another powerful army, another bitter winter, and another shattered dream. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and tell us in the comments what moment in history we should cover next.